All right, another trip. 12.6.4 hardware 3 reporting since the spring update. As you can see, got some improvements here to the dashboard and our blind spot camera. Was definitely looking forward to that. That's a big improvement there. Still waiting on FSD. On this day, I know that hardware 4 vehicles just had a release there for a newer, I think 13.2.9 for them. So waiting to see what we'll get from a hardware 3 perspective, but we'll take a quick trip, see if anything's changed over the past several weeks, and go from there. So first things first, that first initial left turn, traffic starting to build up, looked good, no issues there. Coming around this corner here, school's not officially out just yet, so no worries with our speed relative to the school zone. Trying to get out here and beating traffic for my day errands, so we'll see how well that goes. But nevertheless, it's a little overcast. It looks like it wants to rain, but at the same time, the sun may pop out any moment. So we'll see how that goes. We may miss this light here, taking our time, but we are still doing well speed-wise, about 5 to 8 above the limit, so no worries. Coming here to a stop again, we have that update, spring update. So this is very helpful, having the blind spot monitor here on the dash. Some may prefer it on the main screen. For those that have S's and X's, I think utilizing this dash as it's intended. For more features, I look forward to that. I love having the dash here on front along with the main screen versus just one main screen. So definitely like to see that being utilized. Okay, so turn here. No issues. So that's great. That was a problematic turn in the past. Seems like we've moved on from that, so that's good to know. We've successfully hit that turn without any jerkiness and things like that for several runs and builds now. So good to see those improvements. Again, traffic is just starting to build up, so we should be able to get to our destination pretty well. I know there's some construction coming up here, so we'll see if there's any detours or anything like that. Okay. So behind this very large vehicle, still going at speed, so no issues there. Okay, so approaching this main intersection. So this will be interesting to see in the next few weeks as well. They're in the process of creating a highway of sorts with an over ramp, what you want to call it, here. So this was closed for a while. It's open again. And yeah, my first time over here, it looks pretty good. I think they have a few more beams to lay down, but yeah, it's definitely some construction here. So I will continue to do my best to do more runs, spontaneous runs, especially when lanes and paths are changing, and seeing how FSD reacts to that. All right, taking off here, passing through this intersection, no issues. At least for this area, for my vehicle in FSD, when I utilize it, it is very good at recognizing the entire area. So that's why I'm going to start getting out earlier, do some weekend runs, obviously waiting until the sun comes up, better visibility for viewers, but heading out into different areas, just really challenging FSD, even from a hardware 3 standpoint, to see how it reacts to new areas and new circumstances versus the same old situations. Okay, so taking off here, there is a somewhat of a newer lane, I won't say lane, turning lane into a once dirt road that they've paved the road now, and it's almost like a shortcut versus in some of the previous videos we'd have a series of roundabouts. This kind of cuts into that. I believe we'll still go through a roundabout, but new circumstance here, so we'll see how that is handled. Okay. Wait here, ideally go ahead and go out, which we had. Looking good, no issues there. That's always a tricky one depending on how close vehicles are, because as a human, we would definitely take that turn to avoid not having to sit through, large amount of traffic. So I am in hurry mode, so that may assist in that. I think, we have enough time today. There's not necessarily a rush, but if I was in a rush and I did have FSD engaged, I may have nudged it just to make sure we were assertive in taking that turn, but no need there. So it's good news. As you can tell, the map, we're turning, but the map is showing a different way. Obviously, that hasn't updated. Nevertheless, FSD is committing to what's in front of it, not what's being displayed and shown via navigation. So that's great as well. Okay. Moving into this right lane as we have a roundabout approaching. It's large rock. Okay, so we will yield for vehicles here to make their turn. We're looking good. Go ahead and going off. Okay, so we're coming out of a roundabout into a school zone, right? So we are going to monitor. And are we starting to slow down? We are, but I feel like we're slowing down due to the folks in front of us slowing down. Not necessarily because of the school zone. Now, keep in mind, 28 from 20, that's a little bit above 40%. But so that's, school zones have been hit or miss. I've had some success on this road, especially coming in the opposite direction, because there's another school here to the left of us. That light isn't on. So it does recognize the stoplight itself, or the light itself. It did show the yellow indicator flashing yellow for some caution. it didn't show that speed zone, that school zone speed limit, but those are just some of the things that, and potentially with the hardware 4 vehicle, it may do better at recognizing that. Okay, and off we go. Getting through the school zone there. Again, for this particular school, that indicator was not on. So they weren't, either they're not getting out yet or they've already been released. So coming up upon our destination, what I can say is it's what was expected. I don't see any regressions whatsoever in the build itself. As far as handling, speed, turning, even assertiveness, it handled itself well. I didn't have to intervene. I didn't have to nudge the accelerator to encourage the assertiveness, or aggressiveness. It did that on its own. So this is a true end-to-end city trip with no issues here to report. So we'll let it do its thing, navigating this parking lot here. Turn signals. For this vehicle to pass. Okay. So we have arrived at the grocery store. So once again, no issues. Great run from my perspective. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe there. If you have any feedback. Oh, well, that's nice. It took the approach of if I was letting somebody out, so that's cool. Yeah, definitely let me know if you have any feedback. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll go from there. All right, have a good one.